statement actually was quite accurate. It really does depict the situation out here. We're in dire straits. As I've said throughout the last several weeks, I believe that we are in the most dangerous public health moment since 1918. What we're seeing right now with this exponential growth is frightening in several regards. First of all, just the cases and what that means in terms of the serious illness and deaths, but also what it's doing to our healthcare system. It is literally teetering right now. There are hospitals out there that are literally on the brink of being completely overwhelmed for the lack of staff and support efforts. So that this is really a very, very critical moment. And I don't think the public hears that in voices from people like me and others. But hopefully the frontline workers, like you saw today with that video with the president-elect, will help convince people this is real.
You have been telling us that this is where we were going to be at this point in November all year. Even when we saw that early surge and then we saw numbers start to go down in some places, and you guaranteed us that we would see them go back up, especially at this time of year. It's happening exactly as the way you told us. What should we be doing as individuals and as communities to get from here to this spring, possibly, where we might have access to a vaccine?
Well, I think there's been a real sea change in our journey. You know, a few weeks ago, I did a podcast where I talked about light inside the tunnel, not the end of the tunnel. You know, with the results that we've seen over the past 2 weeks with these vaccines, it gives us all renewed hope that we can make a big difference in this disease. We just have to hold out to get there. So now, instead of people having to just try to reduce case numbers for one more month or one more month or one more month, we can say we need to get to the point of these vaccines arriving. And I think they're going to start arriving soon. We won't have substantial amounts of vaccine till well into the first quarter and potentially the second quarter of next year. But now we can see a path out. And so we have a choice. Do we want to continue to put ourselves at risk, swapping air with people, which we shouldn't be doing, and getting to the point of developing immunity from natural disease, but also incurring thousands of deaths? Or can we do our best to hold out and get to those vaccines and have a very, very different year next year?
Michael Osterholm, thank you very much for your guidance that you've been giving us consistently on this network since COVID-19 invaded our lives. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lawrence.